Well, welcome back to the hangar, the home of the Raymond Terrace Jets. We're live here with the Rookies State Finals singles. We've got sections of 1 to 4 AM session now. We're round 3 and we're featuring David Maiorana of Campsie up against Aaron Bailey of Wallerawang. This will be the last game of the competition for both of these players. They've unfortunately lost their opening 2 games. The game on the next rink across that will be played in this session, Ethan Murphy and Stuart Powell, Greenleys Park and Albion Park. They've both won their opening 2 games. They will be playing for the section. But we've got this one scheduled. We'll play it out for the fans of both teams. A little bit loose for the opening bowls in this direction. This is the first game these players have had on this green. They've been playing on the other green and playing in the opposite direction. So it'll be a learning experience coming this way for the first end. A little bit quicker downhill this direction from the one they had their trial end in. I do believe I've solved the issue with the rolling scoreboard. Just went and reset the software and it's come up. David Maiorana. It's actually given him a little bit of information about himself. He's a bowls tragic who watches every live stream and rolls up at least 3 times a week. And his teammates say he's a lovely bloke, always helping around the club and loves Thai food but not too spicy. Taylor Redline, size 3. He won last year's Club Major Singles, or won the Club Major Singles last month, I should say. 14 months ago he got married on the green at Campsie South and his honeymoon was at the Rookies last year. That is a true bowls tragic. I actually think it was his club mates who have put that information in on his behalf. And he's got 1 good shot and 3 covers. Aaron Bailey's last bowl of his first end, second end of this game. First end, they've had a trial end. Aaron's on a good line. I think he's just going to run out of speed. So it will be 1 to David to open his scoring. So some of our players for the afternoon session are arriving. Reminder, we're due to start the PM, the afternoon session, evening session, whatever you want to call it, at 2:15 p.m. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Thanks, Phyllis. Well, that's a good opening bowl from David, right down to the jack. And they just want to go out with a bang here. Both players, this will be their last game. Haven't yet recorded a sectional victory, so will not qualify for the quarterfinals with the section winner only proceeding. They would like to go out on a good note. I do expect that the players up at Wang will be watching on. And I do know there's some people here from Campsie South. And David, good line with his second bowl. Aaron's also got a good line. He's just added a little bit extra weight. We'll get Lee Stinson up here in a moment to mash the buttons. Give me a chance to have a little rest. I feel the voice getting a bit scratchy. A few of the rookies have turned up wanting to practice this today. Unfortunately, that's not an option. We can't offer the space to everybody, so... And our normal process, based on the grass greens, is that we don't let anyone on to start the day. David drawing for a second. Aaron's added a good second shot in there. Look at his room. So David's changed over to the forehand. You do know this side will turn a little bit sharper at the end. Good home though, very good home. Aaron probably will try to play the backhand to sit the blue bowl. Little chip on that jack now goes back to David's bowl. Oh, he's going to stick with the forehand. Playing a little bit aggressive though. Should come back pretty well, and he's got the chip on the bowl back to that one. So it is 1 to David again. So we're out to a 2-0 lead. The mat's been brought up a little way up the green. Jack right back to the tee, so we've got a medium length. Does look quite wide. I think it's just the speed though. The width pretty good. Yeah, it's coming right back to the centre line, but it'll plop into the ditch. And David, chance to add another one here. Take advantage. Bring Lee Stinson in now. Maybe we might wait till the end of this end just to give a little changeover. A couple of bowls to go. Well, 4 or 5 bowls to go. Aaron Bailey looks to have made a pretty good correction with this. Wants to get a sit on the bowl, and he's got it. Flops in off the shot bowl. Stays there for 1. David, will he stick with his forehand side? He will. Get another one in that head. Do you think there's an opportunity for David here on the backhand, but he would have to change over. He's just about drawn this. It's just going to slide past. Aaron doesn't draw a shot. He needs to finish behind. There's the 3 bowls in that catching area. Could very well drop a 4 if he doesn't cover that. It's going to end up in a fantastic home. Well bowled. Shepherd. Looks like he's just tightened this one up a little bit. It'll run across the face. Dead draw here for Aaron. Try and add another. Do you think he's holding one only? Out in between the black and the blue lines out there, that's pretty good indication that he's on a good line. Just not going to come back enough. Brendan's got one paddle out already, so I think he's backing a single shot. One taken out. I'll have a close look. And one it is.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Just going to have a bit of a change of commentary with the 6 back-to-back games here. Well, Andrew's going to jump in and grab a quick lunch break while our third of 6 games is on. Aaron on the board, last end, shorten the jack right up here. About 3 metres past the minimum length. Everyone's enjoyed the action so far. Still have one of our round 2 fixtures in progress, a couple of rinks away from our streaming game. Castle Hill and Huskisson involved in that game that's still ongoing from round 2. Currently very close. Huskisson 14-12 in front. Jay Flood leading Ross Rocco from Castle Hill 14-12. Michael Adam hasn't commenced yet, so he's in the group of sections 5 through to 8. So they'll come on after the other players have finished their 3 games. We are scheduled for approximately 2:15 for that group to start. Maybe slightly later than that. A couple of really long and tense games going on over these first couple of rounds. So Adam from East Lakes, he'll be up with 15 other qualifiers. No earlier than 2:15, but maybe slightly after that. Aaron down there. Just trying to make contact with the shot bowl, but he's going to go in behind, so David with an opportunity here. Plenty of room to try and make another counter. Adapted to the short length reasonably well. His opponent through. Just needs this one to stop in front of that other bowl. Or maybe just half a metre too far. I was going to take that first bowl away. Having a quick look. One's the consensus from the 2 players. So, as we said, David, just that really good draw shot adapting to the new length. Extends his lead, 3 shots to 1. One or two other round 3 fixtures also underway in the very early stages. So we'll try and get some scores for that when we can, but very early days. Players either in the roll-up or just on their first end. Cross on the other green. Tell you in section 1, all results now in for that section. Philip Fielden from Lowlands. 2 wins there, a 14-shot positive margin. So he leads the way. Chira Beach and Port City also with 1 win. So they'll be cheering on Cameron Mills from Mona Vale, hoping he can defeat his opponent from Lowlands to give them a chance. David with a good second bowl there. Pretty good reply there from Aaron Bailey. Yeah, sits the shot bowl. Well played. It's been a feature of a lot of the games that I've seen this morning. See a really good bowl from one player and the opposition hit straight back. Many players finding it hard to get that big multiple score that would be a really big advantage in singles games. Players tit for tat, trying to outdo each other, and right on cue, Dave Maiorana just turns the bowl past. Sits there for 2. Just outside the line with that weight, so Dave with the decision here, holding 2. He try and draw another one. He's 3 down on the respot. So the draw a shot. We'll get to the back of the rink. Tempted to try and add another one in there. Well, he has. So he holds 3. A chance for Aaron though. He can play almost whatever weight he likes here. Try and get the jack off the rink. That's what he's attempted. Right shot, just missed it on the inside. So Dave Maiorana's going to double his score. 6 shots to 1, advantage. A few ends into this round 3 game. Both men have a nice little contingent of supporters on the sidelines. He's got some family members there for David, plenty of his club mates from Campsie, so good to see the support for all our players. Andrew may have mentioned it earlier, but these gentlemen just playing for pride in round 3. Both haven't quite got to the right side of the scoreboard in the first 2 games. So hoping to finish their campaign with a victory. The other match in section 3 will be the decider. Ethan Murphy from Greenleys Park, Stuart Powell from Albion Park, both on 2 wins apiece. As David starts off with another great bowl. It's a matter of a centimetre or 2 past the jack. Centre line there again for Aaron. Just struggled a little bit on both occasions when Jack's been shortened up, coming away from the club. One there from Dave. That's the count. So about 1.5 metre past. It was Aaron's first bowl. Nice and quick on the mat. Knows what he's trying to do. Just pulls up short. Show you there from the side. There's the gap between the bowl and the jack. Not too far at all. Dave lines up for his next. Switches across to the forehand side. Just wary of that last one of Aaron's coming in. Feels a bit safer coming in this way. Just gets a little nick on the shot bowl and goes past. Just a little overcorrection again there from Aaron, so things not set up very well for a weighted shot here, so I think David can just draw to the jack with confidence. He'll stay down on that forehand side. His own bowl coming forward. We'll touch on it or around it. Will be fine at the right weight. This one's turning in nicely. Does he beat his last? Well, he does fall in front of that one. So Aaron coming to have a look at the situation. I've just been handed the last of the cards from round 2. And it was a win for Huskisson's Jay Flood. 17 shots to 12 over his opponent from Castle Hill. So those scores currently being updated in the BowlsLink system. The BowlsLink website or on your smartphone. You can look up the Bowls Now app. Get access to all those scores. Can't have a look. Try to play something up through the front. He sees at least 2 down. So the guys there just looking on the side. David go onto the pocket. Maybe looking to get the tape out. There's a couple being removed. 1 finger each. You step there, I'll step there. And two it was. Extends that lead out again. 8 shots to 1. Just jump in for you and have a look at that situation now in section number 2. Here's all those results now finalised. So it's James Dowse from Bondi in section 2. Sitting on his own with 2 wins. Jay Flood from Huskisson and Bronwyn Brown, who we featured on our live stream game earlier on this morning. They both have 1 win apiece. And in round number 3, the undefeated James Dowse from Bondi, he takes on Jay Flood from Huskisson. So Jay sitting 1 win and 10 shots behind on margin, so he'll need to overturn that deficit to have an opportunity. Bronwyn Brown 15 shots and 1 win behind our section leader, so she'll need a significant win against her opponent from Castle Hill. And Ross from Castle Hill, of course, winless at the moment, but no doubt has played some good bowls. Tough section, that one. We'll try and score a win in his last round. Aaron creeping up on it there. Looks like it's gone enough for shot. Question might have just been asked of our marker. Brendan's gone in to have a look. Big thanks, of course, to all our volunteer markers here from Raymond Terrace. One down's the indication. So 6 different sessions, 8 markers in each and every one. We got underway a little after 8:30 a.m. this morning. It'll probably be last game finishing at around 8:30 p.m. tonight. So a monstrous day. Some of our club volunteers have put themselves down to mark all 6 rounds. So a big day for those. What a great effort there from David. Just falls underneath the jack. Opportunity here for Aaron. This has been his better direction of play, back towards the clubhouse. Just pulls up short on this occasion, so David just the one down. A couple of bowls around it though. Little movement of the jack required. Saw his third bowl was very close, so much the same to follow, no doubt. He certainly put on a line to give it a chance to come back to the jack. Does he turn all the way back? Oh, what a great effort. Certainly closer than his last bowl. Whether that's enough for shot or not, question not asked by Aaron, so he wasn't worried about whether he was shot or not. He knew what he wanted to try and play. He's done it pretty well. Switched across to his backhand, and that is definitely shot. Great bowl. Aaron Bailey from Wallerawang. At least one. We'll see if he's done enough to make a second. Players going for the tape measure. So it looks like it is 2. We'll just wait for confirmation with the paddles. Yep, 2 it is. So Aaron moves up to 3. Small deficit. First to 17 shots, as you can see on screen, so plenty of time to turn things around. Got the mat last time he went relatively short. See if that's still the plan. Jack finished short of the top of that line last time. Not too much difference here, maybe a metre and a half longer. Pretty good open up from Aaron, so gets underway. Found a length that suits him well. So if you are just joining us this afternoon, round 3 match underway. Both our players yet to register a victory, so really wanting to leave this event with a win here this afternoon. This section will be decided by a match. It's just getting underway. A couple of rinks across. Ethan Murphy from Greenleys Park. Stuart Powell from Albion Park, both on 2 wins each. Yeah, well done, Aaron. Pretty good weight, David just fades in under. So, of course, if you are wanting to look at any result from any match played so far or those upcoming, you want to see the draw, go across either to the Bowls Link website or the Bowls Now app. Look up the Bowls New South Wales State Rookie Singles. Find the player you want. We have 8 sections. Find the player you're looking for. If they're in sections 1 through 4, we'll have those 2 results already in the system. If they're in sections 5 through 8, they're yet to start, so they'll come on following this session for their 3 games and play into the night. 8 sections, all their winners back tomorrow morning. I said about 8:30 again on the greens for quarter-final play. As Aaron played a perfect end so far. This runs a little further. Well, that's going to be close to counting. It's at least 3. See what David can offer us.
I'm going in here. Am I on?
You're back, Leonard.
Yeah,
welcome back.
Thank you. I've been running around selling shoes and organising things. Anyway,
Dave,
entertaining children.
Oh, really good weight. Just dropped out at the end. Be close between 2 or 3 bowls there.
So what's the deal here, Lee? Who's using what? And
yeah, so we've got Dave Maiorana from Campsie there in the white shorts with those dark blue bowls. Taylor red lines, they are. His opponent there, Aaron Bailey from Wallerawang. Those sort of darker, speckly coloured bowls. Look like all mark edges from here. One in for Brendan, our marker. It was 3 in the end. Wow. Just that one roll of a bowl.
No, they're Henselite XGs, mate.
Are they?
Yeah.
There you go. So back-to-back ends there for Aaron. Lovely little club at Wallerawang. For those that haven't been to that part of the world, power station just outside of Lithgow, central west New South Wales. Small town, great club, great community, an artificial surface there at the club, so a little bit different to what we have here at Raymond Terrace, but Aaron will be slightly familiar with playing on the artificial.
So that's Wallerawang, is that right? Or Campsie?
Wallerawang, yeah.
Wallerawang.
Yeah, Aaron, so
what sort of surface they got there? A carpet green?
more a carpet base,
yeah.
yeah. Quite a while since I've played on it. I think it's been updated and resurfaced since I was there, but yeah, I remember playing in the early days, a few tournaments there 15 years or so ago. It was a really nice carpet, one of the best I'd seen for an outdoor uncovered surface.
Yeah, they're few and far between good ones of those. Outdoor carpets. Excuse me. So Campsie South is David Maiorana. I said that right too. I wrote it down phonetically, so I didn't stuff it up.
Is that right? Well, I've probably been saying it wrong. Apologies to David and his fans. We've got that.
Oh, most importantly, his fans.
We were handed some notes about David's history. Recent winner of the club singles there at Campsie, only last month. But this is the stat that I like. 14 months ago, he got married on the bowling green at the club.
Yeah.
And he had his honeymoon whilst playing in the state rookies last year.
So he had his honeymoon in Raymond Terrace.
Had his honeymoon in Raymond Terrace. That's not something you hear every day.
No, it's not the sort of place I'd choose to honeymoon either. But anyway, I like the place, but I wouldn't choose it for my honeymoon.
Well, you're here all the time, mate, I suppose. So
Yeah.
it's not so much a holiday destination for you, I guess.
No, it's not. So I said, there goes little Annie. She's little girl that you just saw dancing around the back of the rink there, halfway up the stairs. She's very, very keen. Started to play a few bowls herself of late, so...
Looks like she loves a bit of TV time. Wanted to get on camera.
Yeah, she likes that. So, young little girl, always looking to get in the spotlight. You know what they're like. But yeah, she's a ball of energy. Always got a smile on her face. Her brother actually is one of our junior bowlers. His name's Henry. You might have seen him playing a few junior things down at Rilla.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so that's her brother. Of course, their stepdad is the man that's representing Raymond Terrace and Zone 2 in the rookies in the second session this afternoon. Graham Cowboy Robson will be plying his wares and trying to get through to the next stage. We'll all be supporting him, I'm sure.
I saw Graham maybe half hour or 45 minutes ago outside. Says he's extremely nervous. He hasn't enjoyed waiting around all day.
No, he's got that quiver
to play.
He's got that little quiver in his voice when he talks to you. Did you notice?
He has.
Yeah.
Yeah, my word, he has. I'm not quite sure who shot there. Probably just looks like one to Aaron from out the window. It's a bit hard to tell on camera there.
Yeah, I think it's the black one, so that is Aaron, yeah. Brown or black
One
bowl.
touch on the jack, though, could make a
2 or
huge
3.
difference. Definitely made himself shot. A standing ovation from his supporters on the side of the rink. The light blue Campsie shirts over there.
Yeah, I can see, yeah.
Just one.
No, of course, Campsie's what, southwest Sydney, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Canterbury area?
Yep. The Metro Southwest region. The big powerhouse clubs in that area, of course, that feature at the top end of our sport quite regularly. St John's Park, Cabramatta, Mount Lewis, kind of that area, but plenty of little small clubs there that rise up. Campsie being one, places like Picnic Point and Revesby, and of course our winners from yesterday, Padstow. And the pairs.
Yeah, not a bad little concentration of talent in that spot, isn't there, I should say?
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen any of the pairs game from yesterday and you're watching on, when you find a spare hour, go back and look up that coverage. It was an unbelievable final between Padstow and Soldiers Point. Came down to the very last bowl.
Yeah, it was deserving of a final. Probably the best pairs game that we got to stream, actually. Yeah, so David would be a Bulldog supporter, wouldn't he?
Must be a chance. I'm just going to refer to my notes that I have here. Don't have anything on rugby league.
No.
Does say he's an absolute tragic on bowls. Rolls up 3 times a week. Never misses a live stream game.
He's missing this one.
We better say nice things because on the back of this, he's probably going to watch this back.
He'll go back. No doubt about it.
So, David, first and foremost, congratulations on being here. You're playing well, and I'm extremely apologetic for the amount of times I've mispronounced your surname up until this point, and for any future occasions that occurs.
Yeah, why not? Pay it forward, Lee. Pay it forward.
Well done, Aaron.
Nice little bit of sportsmanship there too. David clapping the bowl. Oh, no, sorry. David clapping the bowl, I should say.
Happened quite a bit this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
A little low five and a little clap. Acknowledgement of your opposition when they've done well.
It's pretty fairly here, pretty fairly down. He climbs around that, he'll get to the jack. Oh, that's a very good shot, David Maiorana. So he's got the shot bowl, second shot, best back. He's got the trump card at the moment with the last bowl as well. Oh no, sorry, with the toucher as well.
It's probably not the hand I would have played for Aaron, but he has got past anyway, so it opens up some options with his last. I think for David, holding a good 2, we're just getting furthest back. Lennon, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I made a mention of the trump card with the last bowl being a toucher. I mean, it's a long way from the ditch. He might not play that much weight, but yeah, the back bowl was obviously what he was endeavouring to do. So he can set it up with his next one.
Try and draw, but not quite enough. So good move here from Aaron Bailey. Coming down and having a good look. See the angles. What hand do I play? How many down? Yep, 2. I think he's already eyeing up the shot left of screen there with a bit of weight.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones where you can't miss wide. Or, you can't miss narrow. You can get a good result wide.
Yeah, absolutely. Might be able to get both the blue bowls out.
So his worst results that hole. Pretty tough to get through there without clipping something. So when he gets a collection of either bowl, he should be pretty close. I like the way he's played it, Lee.
That's what he's shaped up to.
Got to get a touch. He's got the hole. That is the only result that he didn't have.
Oh, cruel game. Hands on heads. You can see at the top of pitch up.
I said that was the only bad result. Terrible. I shouldn't have said it. I put the mocker on him.
He barely looks a gap on screen when you see it there. Just the 2. Indicated by a marker. 11 shots to 6. Well and truly past the halfway mark now is David.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame there. Probably deserved to score at least 1 on that end. Aaron. He played the right shot. I like the intent. He's obviously got an understanding of what was required. So, yeah, that was good. Just got unfortunate with the result.
Be a frustrating game at times. David probably should have gone to the back, you would think. Didn't. His opponent plays a good bowl, gets the gap and no result. So, got away with that there.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's not a great start around the grounds in other sports. I can see the Aussie cricketers.
Yeah, I heard
Alex Carey already out.
Yeah, Steve Smith got a duck.
More reason to stick and watch the bowls with us, I think.
Yeah, don't worry about the cricket. Get onto Bowls New South Wales Facebook and stay there.
Plenty of others, no doubt, arriving for the afternoon session of games.
Yeah, the place is filling up. There's a lot of people around. It's crazy.
There's a massive darts tournament. I'm not sure if it's a statewide or a local tournament, but there's a huge amount of darts players out in the auditorium behind us.
Yeah, there must be about 15 boards out there.
There's plenty. The staff in behind the bar and the little cafe coffee shop there have been run off their feet this morning.
Haven't they? Poor old Rachel, she hasn't stopped.
A few different coloured waters have gone out, but a mountain of pie, sausage rolls, sandwiches, cakes. There's been
they've taken
egg rolls.
They've taken orders for the sausage rolls and pies because they can't keep up with them.
Is that right?
So, yeah, they've had to say, I'll give me half an hour. I'll bring it out to you.
Good attempt there. Jeez, that held the line up there.
It did.
Grabs the jack. So the angle that bowl sat, be best if David comes down to his back end. Looks like that's where he's going to shape up.
Yeah, it's obviously the better side to play. You've got a few more chances. The jack's available. Shot bowl's just a little short too, so it creates a little target if you're swinging towards the jack.
Played enough weight to get shot, but missed the line. Don't know if he played the weight he wanted or the line he wanted.
Yeah.
Might have been the line he wanted with a bit more weight. Aaron on a wider line than the previous one.
Yeah,
He's trying to get amongst these blue ones.
Yeah, I think you'll find this one will turn just as much. Oh, no, it didn't at the end. It didn't dip at the death. Just maintained a straight line at the end.
So it's just finished in amongst that little pack of bowls. So good little spot. So as we said, David on a wider line than previous. If it's just draw weight, he's a chance. Found the centre of the rink, but just that little bit wide. So one to Aaron. Try and double up here. He does nudge his own bowl just gently on the draw. He'll be okay. It's more like the line he was when he made shot. Oh, not the gap again, has he? No,
Nice.
he counts.
Good shot that. Well played.
2 on the board.
So Aaron Bailey, 11-8, narrows the margin. Probably unlucky to be 11-8 down. You know, if you take that last end, you flip it around, we're about level pegging.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg Brown, nice and cool under the hanger. Well, it's nice and cool in the air conditioning from the commentary position. It is rather warm outside. It was meant to get to a top of close to 30 today.
It is a bit warm outside, so yeah, Greg. Not nice and cool under the hanger. It is a little bit warm.
Players probably appreciating not copying the direct sunlight though.
Oh, correct. Yeah, but no, it's a little bit warm out there today. I sort of wandered out there and had to do a few things, running around, organising a few markers and stuff, and yeah, keen to get back inside, to be honest.
Good starter there, maybe a metre pass there from Aaron. A couple of the comments there. Michael Kane, green looks to be playing nice. Is it on grass? No, it's not. I'll let Lennon, what exact type of surface it is.
It's synthetic grass. I believe it's like a polyurethane product. Yeah.
And both greens just slightly different from one another.
One green is slightly different to the other, yep. So this one's a newer one, slightly different surface. The one over the other side is about 20 years old now, so got a long lifespan out of it for synthetic, and that's probably due to the fact that it's been covered up for the majority of its life too. So,
It's sand-based?
Sand,
right?
they're both sand-based,
Okay, both.
but this one that we're playing on today has been undercover for its entire life. So we didn't really need to worry about drainage or anything like that when it got constructed. So they made the base a lot firmer, a lot more, road base in it to sort of solidify it when it, meant to settle it down, because we didn't need to worry about drainage with it being undercover.
Fair enough. Good shot, Dave. Well played. Right to the front of the jack.
But that one on the right-hand side, the older one, obviously 20 years is a long time for sand to settle, so it becomes like concrete, as you can imagine. So it's pretty solid underfoot too.
Can these surfaces be flipped over, or you just got that one way of playing, so to speak?
Oh, I think there are people or clubs out there that have attempted to flip them over, but I don't think that's the accepted practice.
Try there from Aaron. Tried to play onto that shot bowl. Yeah, you see it sometimes with the pure carpet ones.
Yeah,
where they can get that extra bit of lifespan, but 20 years, that's sensational. And still plays well, and that's the green. Obviously, your club plays your main pennant games and things like that on there.
Yeah, that one to the right, yeah, or to the left as you're looking at the screen. Yeah, it's we know it very well. It's an obvious advantage. But it's not an extraordinary advantage, because the basic fact of the matter is that it's a free running green that takes grass, which enables anybody with an ounce of ability to play all the shots.
Yeah, quite a few rookies there this week. Oh, I've never played on a synthetic surface. I don't know what to do. And you just simply have to explain to them that you've got to put it on the correct line and throw it at the right speed. And it doesn't matter whether you're indoor, outdoor, grass, synthetic, or what speed it is. There's always a line to the jack.
Yep.
Pretty good opportunity there. Tried to give it a little tap back to his own, just a bit wider.
Yeah, it's just he had 2 cracks at that, didn't he?
Just finished a bit wide both times.
Yeah.
So for David here, obviously wants to count. One of those times you can't cross centre.
Oh, he doesn't want to touch it. Yeah. Just needs to make that last bowl his jack. Really, if he counts the bonus,
Played
doesn't want
pretty well, hasn't he?
Doesn't want to touch that. He didn't touch it hard enough. No, it's a good shot. Well played. David Maiorana will go to 13, won't he?
I don't know if any of the ones at the front one near centre line counts on. Maybe it's a little bit too far away. Well, there's 2 moved out.
2.
I like one they did earlier. They both had a little dance around it. One went the fingers on one bowl, while the other person was doing the fingers on the other one, and then they danced and moved around and did the opposite bowl. So we've got the score as 13-8, slightly different to what our mark has on the scoreboard. I don't know if Brendan may have missed an end from updating on the board last time he was down there. So
what's going on
hopefully
there? What's the scoreboard say?
Well, hopefully we've got that right. I've got it at 13, but
Isn't he ever at 9-8? No, I can't see properly.
he has 9-8. It says up on the board.
Yeah,
so.
there's something going awry. Don't worry, we had this problem last game too. The scoreboard was getting updated at different times and different things were getting put on. And
At the end of the day, the scorecard's the boss. Our score's just a guide from what we see. So the scorecard's the one to pay note of.
I might grab somebody to make sure that we've got it right. Just give me a sec.
So the other game in this section, Greenleys Park and Albion Park, we mentioned that's a play-off to get into the last 8. They're 4 shots apiece next door. Bowls of Aaron just as they hold a line down on this forehand side, just catches the wrong edge. 11-8. Okay, we've been informed it is 11-8, so the scoreboard operator got a bit excited at this end.
So the scoreboard is right, having the last 2 not be put on.
Okay,
So
perfect. So 11-8, we've adjusted things there on your screen. And the P and Highlanders region, do you guys prefer to play on grass or synthetic?
grass.
I probably don't mind too much. Yeah, I guess it probably just depends on the surface itself. And you'll probably agree, Lennon, if it's a true surface, it doesn't matter whether it's grass synthetic, whether it's 10 seconds or 20 seconds or anywhere in between. If it's true and you know that you can trust where to put a bowl and correct on it, you're happy.
Yeah, I'm a bit more of a... Yeah, you're right, but I'm just a bit of a purist, that's all. I like the grass greens. You know, they feel better underfoot as well, you know. They feel natural. You don't get any of that unnatural sort of reactions going on like you do on some synthetic greens. Thank you very much.
You probably feel on certainly outdoor synthetics like we touched on before, always seem a bit harder underfoot or not quite as nice to play on these like you have here, or a fully indoor surface like a few of our clubs around the state have got. Seem to play pretty well. So just running past.
Yeah, so I'd definitely say I prefer to play on grass from those reasons, or for those reasons that I said. However, the one good thing about synthetic is that it's a set and forget. You more or less could be pretty confident that you're going to get reasonable speeds out of them once they've settled down. Not too much variation in regards to weather and dampness and all those types of things that play impact on grass greens.
Aaron just going past with his last, so another one there to David, 12 shots to 8. See, we've got one of the club staff members watching on, Jamie Minter. Lucky he didn't water the surface this morning, who says it would be very steamy under here.
Yeah.
Can we call Jamie a greenskeeper? What's
he's
his
not
title?
he's not a greenskeeper, no. Maintenance is the title, apparently. So, jack of all trades.
Sort of a bit of a focus on the greens of a morning and then move on to some other things as the day goes on for Jamie.
Yeah, that's right. So he'll just clean up around the place, get the greens ready if they need to be ready for an event or anything like that. And then after that, then it'll be moving on to the next thing, getting things done inside that need to be done inside. And, we've got a big properties that the club owns with the rectory and the block of land over the back there where a lot of people park their RVs, and the house that Leroy lives in over the back there. It's a very big property too. So we've got all that to look after. It takes a lot of time.
Fair enough. So thanks for tuning in, Jamie. Star bowler in his own right, part of the current New South Wales State Fours winning team from our state championships back in March, April out at Club Dubbo. The guys put up a pretty good effort, I think, at the Nationals. Did they come away with silver? In the fours?
They come away with silver in the fours, yep. So that fours team's gone pretty good the last 2 years. They've got a silver state fours, gold state fours, silver's Australian fours.
That's right. They just went down to the St John's Park rink 2 state championships ago down in Wollongong.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Fig Tree. Was Fig Tree?
Yeah, it was.
Fig Tree.
Yeah, so big effort to go all the way through the rounds back to the state final again, and it was a pretty good game they played with the Warilla guys in the final this year.
Yeah. Oh, it's always a good game against those guys. You have to play well. Leroy loves that sort of stuff, though. The bigger the opponent, the harder he tries. He's up for it. He's always up for it.
He kept the team in the game early on. They faced a couple of scores against him last bowl and played the bowls to get out of trouble, and that sort of inspired the team to come along with him. In the second half of the game, they shut out the Warilla team. Pretty good game on a slick green out there at Dubbo. Looks like Aaron's drawn the shot with his last. Our mark has indicated David one down.
So Aaron's not out of this game. He's played good enough to be in front. Just a couple of missed opportunities and falling on the wrong side of bowls when he's trying to outdraw them, but yeah, he hasn't played terrible.
Yeah, that's right. That drive, remember early on, we went
through
that
through
little
the
gap.
hole. Yeah, that
couple
cost
down.
Yeah, and that cost him 2. So it's a 3 or 4 shot turnaround if he gets it. Played this well too. Just a hold for the bowl or just the outside of the jack. Oh, don't. No, he flopped the right way. Well done. Thought he's going to run through the hole then for nothing.
They are XGs, mate. They're one of the tightest sets of XGs that I've come across.
No. The green ones that Matty Bouse uses, or used to use, they're a tight set too, mate.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Tim Malone's bowls. The reason they're Tim Malone's bowls, but Matty just basically stole 2 of them because he loved using them because they were such a unique line. Yeah, they're a tight set. Well, Mason Lewis has got a tight set too. When he played here, he had a set of XGs. Geez, they were tight.
Yeah, okay. Might have to try and find some of those. Like we said, you don't have to switch channels and watch the cricket. Live update there, 9 for 79 Australia. In trouble, so stick with the bowls. Much more exciting on our coverage. 12-10, close game.
Yeah, so we have Aaron leading off this time. He's dictated or determined the length of the end. Playing what I consider to be the right side of the green. A little bit more forgiving. But Aaron's bowls are reasonably tight, so it might not matter too much for him.
Straight to the respot. Try and kill it with your next one, Lennon. What do you reckon?
Maybe when I was 13.
He's having some issues getting our other scores across the bottom of the coverage. I can tell you next door, it's Albion Park 7-6 in front of Greenleafs Park. the other match in this section that's going to decide our quarterfinalists. In section number 1, for those that have just joined us, give you an update. Philip Fielden from Lowlands. Club here up here in the Newcastle area. He's had 2 wins to date. He plays the winless Cameron Mills from Monavale in round 3. So in the box seat there. James Dowse from Bondi also with 2 wins. In second place, Jay Flood from Huskerson. A bit of a margin gap there between those two of 10 shots, so Jay needs to overcome that to have the opportunity. Section 3, the one we mentioned, the shootout next door between Greenleys Park and Albion Park. And across in Section 4, it's Junee from the Riverina Murray area. Mark Lendragan, 2 wins to date. Springwood and Glen Innes, with the winner piece. And unfortunately, Adam Faulkner from Baddo Bay, winless at the moment, but he may play his part in the last round. So over there, Adam's playing Jeff from Springwood. So that'll be a match that Springwood needs to win.
What a good shot this is. Jeez, I thought he was narrow, but those tight bowls hung in there. He got right to the jack. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lee.
I've got it. If I was any better with the cameras, we're zooming in on those. I'd try and find a way. They can't be. Can they?
Yeah. There is not much doubt in my mind.
I'm not going to break the system here too much.
Yeah, no, I won't touch it.
Andrew will come back after lunch and go crookedness for pressing the wrong buttons, so go with basic coverage in the meantime. Effort there from David, played with weight to sit the bowler trailer jack.
Yeah, this is a stripped back version of the live stream, isn't it?
It is. Less camera switches. Sometimes you get to watch the bowls from the other end.
No, it's just giving the viewers an opportunity to, dissect their deliveries, Lee. That's all.
That's right.
Good shot here. Well done.
Covers things up a bit. 1 bowl to go, David there.
It was 1 in, 1 out, but he's changed it up in his favour. He's probably a little fortunate, but yeah, changed it in his favour.
I'm just worried about all these different red buttons that I can see in front of me. I'm thinking one of them is going to be something that cuts the coverage, so just trying to avoid the red buttons whenever I can.
Yeah, there's plenty of them too, mate.
There's buttons here that say cut. I'm assuming that's not a good thing.
That is a great thing.
David's been down and had a look at this. In favour his backhand by the looks of it, trying to draw to that shot bowl.
A little touch as a bonus. It should be a good line from what we've been watching the last 3 days, all on his weight, and I don't think he has enough.
Just left it behind, unfortunately for him. So the margin closes. I've got Andrew alongside me. I might get him to just help with our rink scoreboard because I've lost that here for the minute. We're at 12-11. Throw that in there for you now. First to 17, of course, so both players approaching the end.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
Aaron Bailey.
Anything further, or just
Aaron
say
Bailey.
his name?
Aaron Bailey will win.
Aaron Bailey to win? Okay.
Yeah. Not the whole thing, but this game.
Well, I'll be to go for David then.
Oh, of course you are.
Well, he's one in front. I'll take the easy one, the guy that's in the lead.
No, I just think that David's been a little unfortunate with a couple of shots, and he's still only one behind.
Aaron, that is.
Oh, Aaron, I mean. Yep,
Yeah.
I apologise. I mean, I do have a soft spot for David. Maiorana, of course, being from Campsie, Canterbury territory and all that. But, yeah, I think Aaron will get the W.
Okay. Cool. Comes Dave, just a little bit short with his opener. Both players just not quite applying that pressure with their first bowl consistently. A little bit up and down. Certainly tough coming out in that third round when you have been beaten the first two. You feel that bit deflated. Obviously wanting to do well. They know they're on the stream this afternoon.
Well played. That's a good shot. Hey, Andrew, at some point do you reckon you could zoom in on these bowls for us? We want to see what they are. I reckon they're Henselite XGs.
I'm going for all marks.
The brown ones.
Andrew's just helping out with some other scores around, so hopefully some of those will start to appear in the coverage there, bottom right of your screen. Thanks to Andrew for walking the rinks to get those for us. Just goes past there. Does David.
Henselite. Oh, they're fusions. They're Henselite fusions.
Okay, so that maybe
explains
a
it.
bit.
Yeah. It's
also known as darts.
Yeah. The funny grips on them gave it away. Yeah, you don't see too many of those anymore. I don't think you ever saw too many of them, to be honest.
They didn't really take off, did they? There's another counter. Showing the difference. David with the Taylor red lines. Far more turn in those. I know that one's right because I had to mark one of his ends in the round one game when one of the markers needed a quick bathroom break, so got to see David's bowls up close.
I think this one is just going to tail off a little bit early, suggesting he's underweight.
A big opportunity here. Your pick, Aaron. Probably three. Well, it's at least two there, you can see.
Yeah, I'm liking it for three based on where the lines are on the green.
Not a real lot of danger for anything at the back of the rink, realistically. So just draw up here past the front to count.
And passes those front ones, you like to think he's holding the lot.
Guaranteed three, and probably four. This is probably where these quicker green landing can bring players unstuck. There's no doubt David's walking back to the mat. No doubt he's walking back knowing he can't be short. But if you do inadvertently add a couple of metres of weight, you'll hang wide. He's definitely giving it an opportunity. Tight. He's going to need some luck with his own bowls.
Oh, no, he's back
a
to
little
order.
wiggle up for probably second shot.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, didn't quite see there with Aaron.
Bloody ball sports, eh?
Bounce of the ball. One taken out. One it is. So we're levelled up. 12 apiece.
He gave it a red hot crack. He played the right shot, just missed it tight underneath. But, yeah, got a result in the end. You can't get a result if you're not playing the right weight. So
I did it well. I was worried if he was going to carry that weight that he was going to send it wide. But I suppose it did open up possibilities with his own bowls there to bring things into the game. And fortunate result. That's what goes on the score that counts. And we're back at 12 apiece.
we still have Aaron possession of the mat and dictating the length of the green or the length of the end. Should hold him in good stead to be the first one to get on top of this.
Yeah, right, though. His last 5 or 6 ends, he's certainly been the better player.
Not a bad opener, like considering that we've, saying it again, going down the hill. I'm probably getting sick of hearing it.
Would there be any differences in the speeds, mate, from when they've kicked off this morning? As we said, play got underway a bit after 8:30. Has it changed much during the day for these guys?
Yeah, so today I think it would change more than yesterday. Jamie threw a little bit of water on it yesterday. It would have been all pretty consistent yesterday with the pace. Today, as it starts to dry out, you'll start to see patches, lighter patches, darker patches. And, yeah, it will drop in speed. It's just a matter of how much.
You sort of see probably one of those lighter patches that you mentioned around the jack there.
Yeah. and then you can see some darker patches through the middle of the green. There's two
Probably a few
beams.
factors there, I guess, isn't there? Just the light that comes in at different spots.
Yeah, and the two beams and where the beams sit, and the condensation that sort of comes off those, or even when if any part of the sprinkler hits the beam, and then it all of a sudden collects and it's dripping off that one spot. But yeah, you'd be surprised the condensation. If you get here in the early in the morning, you'd be surprised at the condensation. You can actually see it here where it runs down the sails here. If you look out the window, see that?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Unskilled camera operator won't be able to bring you that.
No.
But yeah, you can see some marks up on the structure. But no, interesting to note that. So something the players have got to look out for, the variation throughout the day with the speed changes. Aaron's corrected pretty fairly on his weight here.
And with it being a little bit warm, with it being warm out there as well, it's going to accelerate the drying off of the green. So you'll find that this evening, it'll probably be running a bit slower than it was for this morning's session.
Yeah, okay. And David just trying to bend in. Might be just carrying too much pace. Get back in time, and that's certainly what has happened. So it gets to the back of the rink. Andrew's just going to bring up on screen. You can see some of those marks that Lennon was referring to with the water that just...
Yeah, the condensation.
Collect.
Yeah, it's just collects on the sails, and because they're curved, all the water will run down to the lowest point, and you can see where the water's running.
Aaron Bailey in again. So much has been the case, as we said, for the last 5 or 6 ends, that he's leading the way. Similar chance for David, though. Plenty to play into here if he wants to carry a bit of speed.
He's a bit narrow. He needs the speed now. I think he's let him off, mate. He's left the door open for a... Oh, no, that's all of them. So, yeah, 2 shots. 2 shots to Aaron, I would suggest.
That's the first time that he's been in front all match. Guys have just been asked by the market to confirm the score. And 2 indicated, so pretty confident that's now 14-12. Our market is going up to the far end. We said Aaron held that big number when it was 11-12. David got second shot, made it 12 all and another 2 there.
Yeah, and Aaron's possessed the mat for the last few ends now. He's dictated the length, and he's won every single one of them. So it's obvious advantage. He's rolling to his strength and gaining the upper hand. And he does it 2 or 3 more times, and the game will be over.
Probably important time now for David just to try and play a good first bowl. Switch the pressure back.
Yeah, he needs to transfer it back onto Aaron. And try to get Aaron to start to feel the pressure a little bit.
You certainly know it when you're playing, Lennon, don't you? If you're not playing well with the first bowl, you know it, and you feel like you're always chasing your opposition around, trying to get in there.
Yeah, and that's what we spoke about this yesterday, Andrew and I. Like, the first bowl is obviously the most important bowl, but the second bowl quickly becomes the most important if your first one's not any good. And then if that's failing, then the pressure mounts down the line, and all of a sudden you're under extraordinary amount of pressure that you've only put yourself under.
Good shot, Aaron Bailey jumps in there again. Correction.
Yeah, very good correction. So that was one of those moments where he's played a yard 4 feet over the head, had to make a correction. Doesn't want to leave David with an easy opportunity to put him under pressure, and he did what he needed to do.
Well, chance of disrupting things here. Does he get the jack? Oh, he's found the hole. Sails on pass. An outside chance of this being the last end. Good one here from Aaron. He's only 3 away from victory. gets this one to count, all of a sudden...
It's a similar line to his last, Lee.
That looks like it's going to be good enough to count. Yeah, that's definitely 2. Pressure applied.
Sticking with this side of the green. He's got a couple of... He's not got one to land on, I know, but... Geez, it looks easier on the other side.
It's probably under the perfect draw line, but does he catch something on the way through? Got that
Jack?
Gap.
Jack? Oh, not quite.
2 it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he draws this one here, how do you think he's going to be feeling stepping onto the mat with his last bowl?
Not that thrilled. He's going to play good weight now. That's a good enough line to count with the right weight.
He doesn't want to get to the jack himself either. You don't really want to get a front noser on it either. Oh,
played it well. So his match.
It's a good shot, but you've only got to touch that bowl now and you score, or you save the game.
The only thing though with David's last 2, he's sort of shown if he just misses that front one, he may not bend to that bowl.
Well, he can't. I think he's got to change hands and connect the shot bowl. And it's just a matter of what weight he's comfortable to do that with.
He has done what you said, mate. Gone to the forehand. So to save the game,
I like this. I like the shot selection.
Get
anyway.
a bowl out, and you're still alive. That's what he's done.
Yep. Save the game.
It's really hard to get the perfect result, but the best way to reduce the count.
And he had so many options there to save the game or even score himself.
As you said, he could have tried to play much, much softer and get the small tap to make the perfect 3, but that was always going to be a hard shot. Played the percentage one, kept the game alive. 16-12. So the state of the game, if Aaron does go on and win this on this coming end, we will end the coverage of our first 4 sections of the rookies. So if you want to keep up to date with any of those results, need to go through the BowlsLink website or the Bowls Now app to get those final scores from the round 3 games. Or alternatively, you can wait around for us to kick off our next live stream game where we can run through who's progressed so far. So this is one of the earlier round 3 games to get underway. As you'll see by all the scores coming across bottom of your screen there. There's still a little bit of gameplay left in some of those games. Look at that one on screen. Lowland's undefeated, down 10-3. Cameron from Motorvale, who hadn't won a game. So it could be a bit of a shake-up going on in that section.
Yeah, it looks that way. Phil played well too. Changed greens, didn't they?
They have, yes. Yeah. Everyone played their first 2 games on wherever they started, and they've switched greens for round 3.
Yeah, so he's obviously got a preference when it comes to which green.
Yeah, well, it just gives everyone that opportunity to have at least a game on this screen should they qualify through to the finals games tomorrow.
Yeah. Well played, Aaron. Good shot. And holding game at the moment. And got the best back and the shot bowl. So David just needs to do everything in his power to prevent a 1 being scored and creep up to the 17 mark himself.
One line to do it. Does he stop? Just goes past, but not a bad place to finish.
That's a good home.
The next game, of course, on stream, Jamie Curry from Terrigal take on Jordan Mullaney from Austral. That'll be the next game that we bring you. I said there may be a little bit of a gap in between, so stay tuned for that notification to pop up on your feed. 3rd shot there now for Aaron as well. David's really got 2 goes at whatever shot he wants to play. Just over or on the draw, or play a bit firmer.
I'm thinking it's just a positive draw, Lee. You can get tight, you can sort of get to the shot bowl, get to the jack. If you drop short, try to draw, you draw the shot.
Not far away from exactly what you said.
There we go.
Comes in off the shot bowl, drops in for 1. First time he's held shot this late in the end for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been coming from behind for the last 4 or 5 ends.
Aaron Bailey following this one with intent.
He's on a good line, Lee. He's homing in on it. I'm just not sure if these fusions are going to get back.
He liked that one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I liked it too. It's just those bowls just didn't whip at the right spot.
So David, hoping not to disturb anything, he'll turn his board over.
No, he'd love to get a 2 here, wouldn't he? To put himself on the springboard as well. I mean, 1 obviously puts him 4, but yeah, 14 is. I
don't think that's quite enough. It's a pretty good attempt.
14 is quite doable in one end. You give yourself every chance of getting a 3. A 4 is a bit of a different kettle of fish, but
13 shots. As you said, he can go out now. He's a nice position to be in.
Well, the game's anyone's now, Lee. Anyone can win this, and they can win it right now.
Assuming we're seeing a different length being rolled. We've been in that short to medium length for quite a while.
This one is... it's about middle as well. Matt in the middle, Jack in the middle.
Bit of camera realignment to follow. Leave it with that for now. That's reasonably close.
That's a good opener. Well played, David. Great opener.
That's the one he's been wanting, that first bowl, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. And he's just sparked up the blowtorch a little.
I see Peter Knowles from Soldiers Point. I didn't realise he was doubling up in the singles. So
Yeah.
Pairs finalists back in singles action this afternoon. He'll certainly be a force to be reckoned with out there.
Yeah, he played well yesterday. Very unlucky not to get the W in the final too. Couple of missed opportunities and a couple of good bits of fortune from both teams and changed the way the game went. But
His last bowl, wasn't it? He had maybe a metre, 4 feet to count.
yeah,
Just ever so slightly overweight, so he actually turned one of the other ones out of the count, boy.
yeah, and it came up, and I don't want to bring it up again, but he played a shot, he changed his hand from the previous one that he drew the shot with, and he failed and cooked it, and then I said, oh, geez, you'd hate to lose by 1, you drew that. What happened?
I might remember that one coming back to the club. At one stage he played backhand, forehand, backhand, or something or the other
like
way around.
Yeah.
Played the 3 different hands of the 3 bowls. Dave still holding. Strategic little blocker there. It's probably reasonably close to Aaron Bailey's draw line. So therefore, this is definitely underneath the line.
Oh,
This is underneath. Pretty good weight, but David needs to be around his bowl. Aaron with a chance to be underneath the front one if he's a metre or 2 heavy.
I was going to say that myself, that there's no way that David can get under his own bowl. The only person that can do that is Aaron, and even he's gone around it.
Let's try and come back now.
Well, if Aaron's done that, there is absolutely no way that David can get under that bowl and get to the jack.
Going to switch anyway. So Dave, if you can try and beat his bowl there to the side, it's a bit of a guide for him. Beat his last one.
It's a bit high, Lee. A little bit high.
Might be the next best thing if he can get past even. Probably
Get
shows
past
that. Yeah, probably shows that Aaron can't really draw it on the back end either.
Yeah, no, I
His
think
last one.
I think Aaron will be playing weight.
Yep, here we go, as predicted. Well, it's close. What connection does he get with his own bowl now?
Fat through that, he's got the
Onto
game.
the jack.
Oh.
Well, he just cuts it across the face.
He's got the old garlic grab too. I tell you what, hats off to him for knowing what shot to play. That was 100% the right shot to play. And then having the confidence in his ability to, to get it. Didn't miss it by much either.
Players will just double check whether it's one or two. Confirmation, one it is.
Very, very, very unlucky. That was a good end of bowls. Had a little bit of everything in it, that one.
14-16. That first bowl hung in there.
Yep. So,
David Henderson, Brendan Saws, loves a TV rink.
Yeah, he hasn't got off it yet.
Brendan, our marker.
Yeah.
We did give our markers the same rink game after game, so that was going to always guarantee that they'd have new players. So we didn't get the same marker with the same players. We switched it up, but no doubt Brendan's loving the time on camera.
Yeah.
Dave, that's a pretty good opener again.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Dwayne Farrow watching on. You've got this, Aaron. Midwest for the win. Referencing, of course, Wallerawang, part of the Midwest region. Dwayne up here for the pairs. The last couple of days, he was awarded with the Mick Bell Award.
Oh, did he win it?
Dwayne and his partner Brad Teague in the pairs event.
Oh, good.
For those that aren't aware, Mick, the instigator of this rookies event, a couple of decades ago. So that award given to one of our defeated quarter-finalists, who displays what this rookies event is all about.
Oh, well done again, David. Oh. Very good shot.
Geez, I'm nearly tempted to go at this. My first one's on the respot.
Me too.
2 bowls and jack.
Me too. If anyone knows how I play singles, I'm going to that.
He's going to do it with the lesser weight anyway, I think, by the looks of this.
He's played it
Does
very
he fall
well.
in front of the other one? Well, not quite.
Still handing their bowls to one another. It's been a very good game played in good spirit.
Good starters from David, so one's just been moved back a little bit. Certainly lessen the line with this one, though.
Yeah, he won't be anywhere near these first two, surely. It's not that bad, you know.
Group a few bowls sorted together.
It's far enough away, but it's still in the area.
Aaron, how much weight have you got on that line? Probably too much is the answer.
Yep. Not probably. But.
Well, decision time now for both players.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat those bowls to the respot realistically if you're David, so probably going to try and just draw another or maybe touch the jack.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is that if he draws another one in the head and he does attack, even if he does get one of those blue bowls, he needs to beat this.
Yeah, maybe he will beat it to the respot.
Oh, there you go.
Gee whiz.
So
mighty effort that's in here for Aaron, though. If he just misses the jack, he can get his own bowl out.
That's what I was about to say, yeah. And if David had drawn another one into the head and he rips his own bowl out, even if he gets a blue one, he still loses the game. But
well, this could be it, folks.
It's all relative if he gets down enough.
Oh, I think that's enough.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm calling it.
Yeah, no, it is. That's enough looking out the window, Lee.
Live view outside.
Yeah, I think.
Guys are going to come in, offers the hand.
Yeah, well done. That's a good game of bowls, played in good spirit, like I said.
So we have our winner, the Wallerawang cheer squad down the side. I assume that must be his partner and daughters there watching on, quite excited in the background.
Yeah.
So Aaron Bailey,
No, it got me prediction.
he did.
I
Picked
called
the
it.
winner.
I called it. He was down when I called it.
Yeah, down 11-12 and came home strong. So there's round 3 wrapped up, ladies and gents. As I said, all results will go into Bowls Link shortly, and we'll be back in a little while with round number 4. I'm just trying to get the attention of our technical director here, and we'll end the stream here in just a moment. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back somewhere between 30 to 60 minutes, I would anticipate, with our next wave of games. So we look forward to having you back with us then.